Enjoy the convenience of 7 days a week banking and extended hours with Cube from First Arkansas Bank and Trust. Member FDIC. Enjoy the convenience of 7 days a week banking and extended hours with Cube from First Arkansas Bank and Trust. Member FDIC. It's time for From the Short Grass with Trey Schaap, a golf podcast for those who love golf, struggle with golf, and just like to enjoy the outdoors and fellowship with friends, all while chasing a ball around trying to put it in a 4 1/4-inch diameter hole. From the Short Grass is brought to you by Stevens Incorporated, an independent financial services firm with the freedom to focus on what matters most. Blackman Auctions. For over 80 years, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels. We partner with you to deliver high-yield results by managing, developing, and investing in top-quality hospitality assets. And now, from the Short Grass, here is your host, Trey Schaap.
Welcome to another edition of From the Short Grass. I am your host, Trey Schaap. Shauna Taylor in Arkansas women's golf has cranked out another professional golfer. Brooke Matthews has turned professional. The Rogers, Arkansas native played for the Arkansas Razorbacks, won the Blessings Intercollegiate, helped Arkansas win an SEC championship, and has now turned pro. She will join us in this edition of From the Short Grass. I want to tell you about Blackman Auctions. Since 1938, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions. Find them on the web at blackmanauctions.com. We're back with Brooke Matthews after this.
With all the decisions you need to make about what to do in El Dorado, finding a place to stay is an easy one. The Haywood is uniquely positioned to make your stay one to treasure. Located in the historic Union Square district of El Dorado, the Haywood offers luxurious accommodations that feature contemporary, colorful rooms with high-quality bedding, comfortable baths with walk-in showers, and a spacious workspace with stylish plantation shutters that are unique additions to the stunning decor in a non-smoking environment. Make the Haywood your home away from home the next time you visit El Dorado.
At Stevens, our philosophy is to invest every dollar as if it were our own, to seize opportunity, to anticipate rather than react, to deliver constant focus in an ever-changing world, and to pursue the objectives of our clients in order to help them reach their financial goals. A proven history of helping companies and individuals. Stevens, member NYSE SIPC.
This is Thomas Blackman of Blackman Auctions. Trey asked me to sponsor a show for another few months. Even though I don't like golf, I do like his show. I have no idea how he gets the awesome variety of guests on his show, but it is entertaining and informative even for a horrible golfer like myself. I'm learning a lot about the game and about the passion for playing. So much so, I've started using my country club for more than Sunday brunch. Trey makes golf interesting. I make auctions interesting. For auctions, listen to me. For golf, listen to Trey. Since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions.
Welcome back to From the Short Grass. Brooke Matthews tied for first at the Liz Murphy Collegiate in 2019, and she won the Blessings Collegiate, shooting 10 under par, 206, to win by 5 shots over Ingrid Lindblad of LSU in 2020. She followed that up in 2021, winning with a 4 under par 212, a 4-shot win over teammate Corey Lopez and Alyssa Noblio of UCLA. On the tee via Zoom, Brooke Matthews.
Brooke, thanks for joining me on From the Short Grass, and congratulations. You are now officially a professional golfer. How does that sound?
Oh my gosh, it sounds crazy. I still can't believe it. I really just feel like I'm going back to school on Monday, like, oh, it's a snow day, whatever. But yeah, it's crazy. It's been a lifelong dream of mine, and to kind of be here living it, I kind of have to pinch myself. It's pretty cool.
How difficult of a decision was it? Because the University of Arkansas has had a lot of success here recently in women's golf. You won the Blessings Intercollegiate at the Blessings Golf Club, and I know Shauna Taylor means a lot to you, but so how difficult was it to decide that, yeah, I'm ready to turn pro and forego the spring semester?
It was difficult for sure, especially because I've had such a good experience at Arkansas. I love it there. I love the coaches. I love my teammates. And so to kind of make the decision to leave, I guess, your home in the comfort of that was really difficult. I'm still living in Arkansas, so I still get to practice with the team and see them every day. So that makes it a little bit easier. And I graduated in December. At least I had that. That was one of my parents' rules that I had to graduate before I went pro. But after talking to Shauna, she was really cool about it, really encouraging about me going professional, and she's been really helpful. And so didn't really get any pressure from that side. She just has always wanted to see me just grow and achieve my goals. And so I was really thankful for that. And yeah, I just guess I made the decision. It's one of those things, like, ready or not, it's going to happen. So let's do it.
Growing up in Arkansas and playing in the tournaments you played in, the Arkansas Women's Golf Association tournaments, the ASGA tournaments, and then staying at home to play your college golf, was that always a goal as well, to be a Razorback and play there at the University of Arkansas?
Absolutely. For me, being born and raised here, I was a Razorback fan from day one. And, when I was a gymnast when I was younger, it was always, oh my gosh, I need to be a gymnast for the Razorbacks. And then obviously I stopped doing that at a young age. And once I set my focus on golf, like, I was all in on the Razorbacks, probably a little too much to where I didn't look at other places and other options. But I mean, I got so lucky that I get to go to my dream school. And then with Shauna and Mike, I got the best coaches out there, in my opinion. And then with Blessings, like, it couldn't have come together any better for me. And I'm just so grateful for it all, honestly. But yes, I bleed the Razorbacks.
What do Shauna and Mike mean to Brooke Matthews?
Oh my goodness, literally everything. Probably a cheesy answer, but it is the truth. I remember I went to Razorback golf camp when I was, I think, in middle school, and it was like my goal. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to get noticed. I want to get noticed. And after that is, looking back, where Mike in particular, like, I guess, saw me swing, and he told Shauna, hey, you got to come over here and look at this. Like, it's good. And so I guess that's where the beginning of my recruitment got started. Yeah, just the fact that they, I guess, kind of took a chance on me. I was a decent junior golfer. I wasn't a standout by any large, I guess, scale. And the fact that they really just poured everything into me and made me the player that I am. I definitely went through my struggles, especially the first couple of years, and the fact that they, never gave up on me, and they just kept pushing, and they saw in me what I didn't even see in myself a lot. Like, I will never be able to repay them for what they did for me and what they still do.
What does it mean to you to be following in the footsteps of those that have played at the University of Arkansas, turned professional, like a Stacey Lewis, a Gabby Lopez, a Maria Fossey? The fact that you are one of those, that you've won tournaments in college at the University of Arkansas, and now you're following in their footsteps and you're achieving your goal of making it as a pro.
Yes, it's amazing. The history that the Arkansas women's golf program is built and is still building. You kind of have built-in role models, I guess, and especially because Shauna has been able to coach all of them. She's seen it all, and so when you're having a tough day or whatever, like, hey, like, you're not the only one. Like, everyone who makes it to the top has struggles, and the fact that they've been able to do so well, it's really motivating. Like, maybe I could do that too someday, and then maybe somebody after me will see me and be able to do that too. So it's just a really cool program to be a part of, and it doesn't stop once you graduate and turn professional, which I think is the coolest part.
We've seen Razorback male golfers and some of the females as well who have left Arkansas, turned professional, and then there are companies around the state of Arkansas that help out with the logos on the clothes, the sponsorships, and everything. And just recently, you signed a pretty big one with Stevens. What does it mean to have them on your team?
Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Like, they're such awesome people, first of all. And it was one that I was super comfortable getting involved in, just because they've done such an amazing job of supporting Razorbacks. I think they have just about everybody on tour for the men's and women's. And what they do for us, getting us started, especially, it's unbelievable. And it's, just another perk of going to Arkansas, having that contact. And I'm really excited to represent Stevens throughout my career. And yeah, they've been super helpful, and it's a great partnership. I think it's going to be for a long time.
A couple of weeks ago, the United States Golf Association announced that they are going to increase the purse for the U.S. Women's Open, and the winner is going to win $1.8 million. That is significant for you, a female turning pro, and seeing in the past that females weren't on the same scale, as you will, for purses with the men. The USGA doing that, how does that make you feel at what the USGA just did?
It's so awesome. I feel like not just in golf, but in women's sports in general, that's kind of, been the fight for a long time. And the fact that they're actually doing something about it means the world to all of us, and it encourages us, and, it makes us feel heard, because we're just as good as the guys. And if you watch us, we're right up there with them. And so the fact that we have the support from the USGA is just, it's unbelievable. And we're really lucky. And we just hope this is the beginning for, obviously, purse growth in the future. And we're really thankful for them for, kind of leading the way in that.
What does it mean to you that you got picked to play in the Augusta National Women's Amateur? You've also been a member of the Arnold Palmer Cup team. You've played in many of USGA events. For you, what does it mean to be selected as one of those, to get to do it? And then what was one of the highlights of that time and those selections?
Oh my gosh, I could go on and on for all of those for more time than we both probably have. But I guess starting out with Augusta, it doesn't get any better than that. And the fact that they have created that event is so huge in women's golf. And, because if something's at Augusta National, people are going to watch it. It doesn't matter what it is. And that was probably one of the best experiences ever. I had my coach, Philip Walker, on the back. He had never been there. I had never been there. We grinded to make the cut at Champions Retreat to be able to play the last day at Augusta. And it was just surreal. By the time we got there, it of course felt like a golf tournament, but it was more like a dream. Like just getting to walk those fairways with all that history, it was so, so cool. And it's something that I'm so, so happy that I got to do. And that's definitely going to stay in the top 5 probably for a long time for my golf memories. With the Palmer Cup and the Curtis Cup, being part of a team is one of my favorite things about amateur golf and golf in general when I get to do it. And so to be able to come together with some of like the most elite players in the States, or in the world, I guess, for that matter, it's so fun. It's very competitive, obviously, and we wanted to win, but the friendships that I made through that and the memories are some of the best I have, especially for the Curtis Cup. We got to go to Wales, which is definitely the furthest that I probably had to travel for a team event in golf. It was just such a cool experience, and the way that our team came together, and we were able to get it done after having a really tough first day and racking up a pretty big deficit. It was so cool to be able to get the comeback and bring the Curtis Cup back to the U.S.
Playing at the Blessings, what have you been able to work on out there that you might not be able to work on at other places?
Yeah, anyone who's played at Blessings, they'll tell you it's hard. And it doesn't let up, not even for a single hole, for a single shot. And so you can't get away with a lot out there. If you have a weakness in your game, it's going to expose you, and it's going to expose you fast. And so just it forces you to have every part of your game sharp. And I love it out there. Obviously, I've been playing out there forever. It's treated me pretty well over the years. But yeah, there's nothing that you can't practice out there. It's so special out there. Mr. Tyson has done an amazing job. And the fact that we get to practice out there as Razorbacks, it's, in my opinion, the facilities are second to none. And just the course is so awesome. And the fact that we've gotten, to show it to the world through the Golf Channel, through various events, it's amazing. But yeah, it'll expose you, and it's hard. So you learn golf, but you also learn kind of a lot of the mental side of it, that, hey, it's hard and you got to stay patient more than anything, which, it never stops being hard with that, but it's awesome out there.
How has Maria Fossey helped Brooke Matthews?
Yeah, Maria Fossey, man, what an awesome person. She was such an awesome teammate to me my first couple years. I redshirted my first year. I didn't get to play at all, and she's just always been encouraging. And then my second year, when I finally started to break into the lineup, and I got to travel with her week in, week out, see her win SECs, be on the squad when she won nationals. She is just such a great role model, and she was such a good teammate to all of us. Everyone knows her as the great player, the great college player, whatever. But she was one of the best teammates I ever had, which I think says a lot more about a person than even the golf, because I mean, it's easy for somebody in that position to, kind of think that they can lack in that area, but she was full on with the team the whole time. And that was part of, I think, what makes her really special.
I asked her about the hog call when she was coming up 18 at the Blessings to win the national championship. I've asked Shauna about it, but I want to get your reaction to that. You're right there. You grew up in Arkansas, just down up the road from Fayetteville, and the hog call. You've seen it in, Razorback Stadium, Bud Walton Arena, Baum Walker Stadium, but to see it at the Blessings and to hear it, what was that like?
So cool. It was, such a different perspective, because like you say, you see it in the stadiums, you see it everywhere. But to see it on a golf course and to see everybody come around, and for Maria to win the national championship there, like, it still gives me goosebumps. It was one of the coolest moments. And that round that she shot that day was one of the most unbelievable rounds, because it played so hard and it was so windy. And I mean, they set up the course like a national championship really hard. And I think she shot I want to say 5 or 6 under, I'm not even sure, but it was an unbelievable round. And so, man, she earned it. And I know she enjoyed every minute of that hog call like we all did. And that was one of the coolest moments that I got to be a part of with Vossi and, with the team overall.
So you turned pro. What does the schedule look like for you? When are you going to be able to start trying to earn some of that money?
Yeah, exactly. Well, the first few events that are going on now and are going on this month are all limited fields. So I didn't get into those, just with, coming through Q school and everything. I'm hoping that I'll get to start March and April, kind of in the LPGA realm. And so with my status, I'll get plenty of starts throughout the year. And so I'm really excited. I'm actually going to Arizona in a couple weeks to play a couple mini tour events, just getting warm up, getting out of the snow, hopefully. But yeah, I'm so excited. It's going to be a full year, and it's going to be a lot of golf and a lot of traveling, and yeah, ready to start the dream, I guess.
A lot of people say that Q school is a grind. Was it a grind?
It's about as hard as it gets. All the stages, but especially that Q series, the 8 rounds, it is nonstop. It is one of the hardest things I've probably ever had to do, because I mean, in a normal tournament, you every shot definitely counts, but not every shot means your future for your whole next year. And so, man, a lot of people have told me, man, if you can get through stage 3 or I guess Q series is what they call it, you can do just about anything. And I didn't have my best game that week, and so it was even more stressful, but got through it. Hopefully I will never have to do it again. But yeah, I mean, it's as tough as you would think it is.
You and Luke Long, who's on the men's team now, finally at the University of Arkansas, grew up together. He's been out playing at the Blessings as well for as long as it's been around. And he's won multiple state amateur championships. He's helped Brad McMakin get the Razorback men's team to where it looks like they might be able to compete for a national championship this year. What is that relationship between you and Luke like?
Yeah, Luke has been one of my best friends since basically the beginning of high school, which I mean, I guess has been 9 years now. He's probably the person I played the most golf with in my life, throughout the summer. I have him to thank for a lot of the progress that I've made in my golf. He's very disciplined. He practices a lot. He works hard. He puts in the work just about as much as anybody. He's the first one at Blessings in the morning and the last one to leave. And so just getting to hang out with him and being around such a good player and playing against him, you really have to rise to the occasion. But besides that, he's also a great friend. And when we got to win the Blessings together, that was probably one of the coolest moments. It reminded me, we won the ASGA match play together, and I want to say it was 2016. And so to kind of put those pictures next to each other, it was a little bit of a full circle moment. But yeah, Luke, great player, probably one of the funniest guys you'll ever meet. I'm sure you know that. Yeah, I mean, as far as they go, he's not a bad one to hang around all day.
He tells me that you like to practice as well. You put in a lot of work to hone your craft. What's a typical day like for you?
Yeah, when it's not snowing like it is today. In the summer, I like to like just a normal practice day. I like to get out early because it's so hot, and I like to hit balls first, so I don't have to hit balls when it's 100 degrees. And then I'll usually putt for, couple hours. It's something that I really work hard on. Try to play 18 holes, try to get a workout in somewhere in there, and then basically all there's left to do is just crash and sleep. But yeah, I like the hard work. I like the the grind aspect of it, and to have been at Blessings with the facilities and not just that, but to have awesome people to do it around, it makes it fun.
What does Mr. Tyson mean to Brooke Matthews?
A lot. Without Mr. Tyson and all he's done for our program, I have no idea where I'd be. And that's the truth. The things that he's done for our programs have been unbelievable. Just building Blessings is like the first thing, and letting us play out there whenever we want. It's unbelievable. And obviously that he sponsored the collegiate events and, got us all that exposure on TV. It's some of the coolest experiences you could ever have. And to be able to do it in college, thanks to Mr. Tyson, it's so special for all of us. And I think you can talk to any Razorback that's played in those tournaments or played for Arkansas at all, and they would have nothing but good things to say about Mr. Tyson.
Did you look up to Stacy Lewis when you were growing up? And now that you've achieved the goal of turning pro, what is your message to young girls that will be growing up and trying to play golf at the highest level?
Yeah, when I was growing up, right when I started really playing golf, I think Stacy had won back when it was called the Kraft Nabisco in Palm Springs. And when they jump into Poppy's Pond at the Dinah Shore course, I remember watching that, and that was such a moment for me. And I was like, wow, I want to jump in that pond someday. That would be so awesome. But yeah, looking up to Stacy, she's about as hard as worker as they've said. As that's what Shauna said. She's one of the hardest workers out there, and to see what she's been able to achieve on the course and off the course, she's been able to help a lot of people out. It's been amazing, and she was definitely one of my role models growing up, and still is. But yeah, the fact that somebody could possibly look at me like that, I can't even think about that. That is just no way.
It's coming. It'll be there one day.
I don't know. I'm I can't even think about that yet. But yeah, that would be crazy.
Okay, Brooke, you have a chance to put together a fantasy foursome, living or deceased. Who would be in your fantasy foursome?
Oh my gosh. That is such a tough question, because how do you even pick? Okay, obviously I have to pick Tiger, because if you have a chance to play with Tiger, what are you, and you don't take it, what are you doing, right?
Right.
Who else would I pick? I would pick, oh my gosh, I'm really gonna overthink this is the thing. I would pick, I don't know, probably someone close to me, like a best friend or my dad or something, because, I don't want to get too nervous out there.
Right. But then your dad also gets to play with Tiger as well, because he's a part of that foursome.
Exactly. So I guess I'll pay it forward there for him in this
Two more.
In this hypothetical. One more. Maybe Annika. Annika is so awesome. I've gotten to meet her a couple of times, and she's a legend. So yeah, I'll pick the legends. Why not? How could you learn more than from them? So
I call it a fantasy foursome. I let Lisa Cornwell go with 4 players, and she was the 5th. So it could be 5 if you had one more.
Okay, let me think about it. One more. I don't know. Who did Lisa pick? I'm
Nancy
curious.
Lopez.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. I'll throw in Shauna. I feel like I can also, get in there with her. She's done a lot for me, so we can go with Tiger. That's funny.
Brooke, thanks so much for this. Best of luck. When you win on the LPGA Tour, we'll get you back on.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. This has been a good time, and yeah, thank you so much for everything. This has been awesome.
With all the decisions you need to make about what to do in El Dorado, finding a place to stay is an easy one. The Haywood is uniquely positioned to make your stay one to treasure. Located in the historic Union Square district of El Dorado, the Haywood offers luxurious accommodations that feature contemporary, colorful rooms with high-quality bedding, comfortable baths with walk-in showers, and a spacious workspace with stylish plantation shutters that are unique additions to the stunning decor in a non-smoking environment. Make the Haywood your home away from home the next time you visit El Dorado.
This is Thomas Blackman with Blackman Auctions. Since 1938, my family has done their best to carry on a good reputation and name. Always operate with integrity. Always do the right thing in every situation. Do our best to solve every problem with the best possible outcome for all parties. Is it easy? Does it always work? No, not always, but integrity is always the target. I know this is more of a sermon than a commercial, but it's an insight into what is on my mind every day. For more information about upcoming auctions, go to blackmanauctions.com. Since 1938, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions.
Welcome back to From the Shortgrass. bphotels.com is the place you need to go to find all of the great Beechwood Pinnacle Hotel properties. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, one of our fine sponsors of From the Shortgrass. On the tee with our weekly rules segment, it's PGA Master Professional Adam Carney. Adam, Jim in Fort Smith sends this in to us at fromtheshortgrass@gmail.com. Lift, clean, place. What can you do and what can you not do? And then also, when is the ball back in play?
So what you can't do, which most people do, is just kind of jack it around with their club and find a lie they like and go. So there is a prescribed procedure. You're going to lift, clean, and place. If you're going to first mark the position of the golf ball, and you can lift it. You don't have to clean it, but in most cases you're going to clean it. And so you're going to clean it. You're going to place it in a prescribed distance from the ball's original lie. So a club length is most common. Can be a grip length or a scorecard. It's something that it's lift, clean, and place is there really when the golf course has gotten to a point where it's still playable, but it's not maybe quite fair given the fact that players are going to hit tee shots in the middle of the fairway. Ball's going to collect significant amount of mud. That's when you're going to see lift, clean, and place, unless of course it's the USGA. They're never going to play lift, clean, and place.
Right.
So it's there when you want to conduct a competition. The weather's good, but it's just every time you hit a golf shot and it lands on the ground, it's going to collect mud. So it's not really identifying the best player. Maybe it's the luckiest player. So in those cases, you're going to allow lift, clean, and place, maybe through the green, any area on the golf course except penalty areas or a bunker. Maybe you're going to do it in a closely mown area, fairway height or less, which I think we call the short grass, right?
Right, from the short grass.
From the short grass, yeah, that's right. So, under those circumstances, you're going to lift it, clean it if you so choose, and then you're going to place it back within the prescribed club length, not closer to the hole, and you're going to play. So
when you do that, you have to mark the position of the golf ball, and it can be marked with basically anything.
Yeah, you can mark it. You need to mark the position of the ball, if for no other reason, just to make sure that you're not placing it in a position that's outside whatever the conditions of competition say is the prescribed length that you can measure to place that ball. So, it can be a tee, it could be a coin, it could be a glove, it could be any piece of equipment, it could be a stone if you wanted to, whatever, just to mark the position.
It just can't go closer to the hole with the new position.
Correct. Can't be closer to the hole. Exactly.
And then when is it back in play? Because is it back in play when I put the ball down and I pull my tee up, or is it back in play when I put the ball down and remove I remove my hand from it?
Yeah, great question, because we see this a lot. It's back in play once a player places the ball back in play and the ball is at rest. So, for example, you place it in an area that is under the rule in a correct position, and then you suddenly notice that 3 inches away, hey, there's a perfect lie where I could actually hit a driver off the deck here if I wanted to. I'm going to lift it and put it there. You can't endlessly lift, clean, and place. So once you've lifted and cleaned it, placed it, the ball has come to rest on that place, then the ball's in play.
All righty. Thanks for the email, Jim in Fort Smith. We appreciate it. If you've got a question on the rules of golf, send us an email from theshortgrass@gmail.com. We'll get Adam to answer that, and we'll have it on one of our next episodes. That will do it for this edition of From the Shortgrass. Thanks to Brooke Matthews for taking some time out of her busy schedule to join us via Zoom. I leave you with this golf quote from Chuck Hogan. Go play golf, go to the course, hit the ball, find the ball, repeat until the ball is in the hole, have fun, the end. I hope you have fun the next time you're on the course, and when you find your ball mark on the green, fix it and a couple of more. And I hope to see you from the short grass.
You've been listening to From the Short Grass, a weekly podcast dedicated to the game of golf. This has been a presentation of the Buzz Radio Network.